Hey everybody, my name is Paul Schmidt. I'm the marketing innovation lead at SmartBug, and today I'm going to take you through senior living CRM. So if you're a marketer or in sales or admissions leader at a community, or if you work with communities in these areas, you are in the right place today. So today we're going to walk through how senior living CRM powered by HubSpot helps you manage all of your core teams in one system within a community. So first off, before we jump into the demo, what is senior living CRM? So senior living CRM, it's a senior living specific configuration of HubSpot. So we didn't build a new CRM from scratch. There's a lot of great CRM systems out there. What we did is we pulled together a decade's worth of our learnings in working with communities and baked all of those learnings and best practices into the top CRM in the marketplace. And so really what this is when you buy senior living CRM, you're getting HubSpot really customized and form fit for your community. So today we'll walk you through a day in the life of a sales counselor, a marketer, missions counselor, executive director inside a community. And then lastly, we'll just save some time at the end if anybody has any questions, and you can feel free to jump in too. And Matt, if anybody has any questions too as we go along, feel free to just jump in and ask that. So what we're going to walk through first is just a day in the life of a sales counselor. So first off, when you think about yourself as a sales counselor, you come into the office at the beginning of the day, you want to know really like, what is my day going to look like? How many calls do I have? How many emails do I need to get out? How many tasks do I need to get done? Do I have overdue things that I just couldn't wrap up yesterday? And so here, first off, in jumping into senior living CRMs is a prospecting area and sales area where this is really the only place that you need to go. Once you come in here, it's going to lay out all that for you. It also has my calendar, which integrates with Google or Outlook. So I can see all the meetings and tours that I have to give today. Additionally, it has suggested activities. So from here, it'll tell me, which contacts do I need to follow up with to help build more pipeline or really close more deals. And so this just kind of gives me a high level view. I walk in the office for the day, know kind of what I need to get done. And so from here, what I'd like to do from there is just get a better sense of, overall capacity at my community. And so from here, I'm just jumping into a record view to look at all of the different units that are at all my communities. And inside of senior living CRM, I can put all of my community data, all of my individual the units connected to those communities, all inside of HubSpot. And so you can really manage all of your occupancy right inside the system, and you can store all the information from whether the unit is reserved or occupied. You can put all the information related to the care levels, the market rate of that, square footage, amenities, etc. So this is what I would do first off when I come into my community at the beginning of the day, kind of see what's going on. And so from here, what I want to do is, let's say I know that I have to get these emails and tasks out for the day. I'm going to jump in just to a contact record to show you what this will look like when you start talking to a prospective resident. And so when I'm inside here, what this shows me is the individual that I've been speaking with. And it gives me information. You can kind of break it out into these three different columns. So this left column right here shows me their name and their email address and the potential care levels that they're looking at. What's the move-in date, their desired move-in date, and their emergency contact information, et cetera. So I can stick all that really important information in there. And then in the middle part right here, we've designed this to make it really easy for the sales counselors so they don't have to go to lots of different places to take action to reach out to this prospective resident, Peter Smith. So right in the very top here, we have a couple of quick actions that I can take, whether it's scheduling a meeting or creating a task to follow up, or maybe if I talked with Peter, I definitely need to take a note and leave that inside of here. Additionally, we have a resident detail section. This resident detail section is really where I'm going to have all my important fields of information from, what's the next action I need to take in reaching out to them? What's the date on that? When did I last reach out to them? What's the last event that this prospective resident came to? Did they come to, an open house or a pickleball tournament? What was the data of all of that? And so then we have all this information front and center. So, it makes it really easy for that sales counselor to have just a single view of all of this, and they can quickly take action. Additionally, within the record view are playbooks. And this, now we're going to come to the right side of the screen right here. And so on the playbook side of things, we've built out playbooks that are very specific to the sales counselor's needs. And so let's take, for example, that Peter Smith, let's say he came in and took a tour. We've got playbooks in here that have all of the questions pre-baked. So that way, your sales counselors can come in, and as they do a follow-up communication with Peter, they've got all these questions already ready for them. So they're very standardized. And all this information going forward, you'll be able to make sure that your sales counselors are capturing the right information for you. And so you can also customize these as well. If you have other questions that you like to ask, or if there's certain questions you don't want to ask, you can customize these however you like. And from here, all you have to do is you hit log that, and then from there, it saves it to their record. So this is really useful. It makes it sort of templated for your sales counselor to just be able to come in and have everything they need in one place, and they know what questions to ask. And they can really just spend their time really communicating with prospective residents and people that are close to moving in, and not jump in between 30 different screens to find the next piece of information for them. The last couple pieces of information I'll share with you on this right side is on the contact record. We have all of the information related to the community that they're interested in. Maybe Peter took a tour of Unit 109. We know it's a studio, so we've got that connected to his record. And then we've got all the other information. So for example, let's say Peter's taken the tour, and we're going to create a sales opportunity in here to call it a deal. And that's also inside there. So you have all the really important information right on the contact record. Last thing I'll show you here is just all of the information that you've been logging throughout the time, whether that's calls that with Peter or anything else like that. It's all going to flow with inside here, and it kind of flows like a chronological timeline of when you first met Peter, and when he came and maybe filled out a form on your website, all the way until today. So that's a little bit of information about the contact. And so the next thing I'm going to jump into is after, let's say we've made some calls to some of our prospective residents, I'm going to start looking at some of the deals in my pipeline for which these are the individuals who have maybe already taken a tour, and we're already, we're starting to talk about pricing, and we're farther into the admissions process. And so what you'll see here is a deal board. And these are all of the deal opportunities that are inside here, and the individuals that are at the various stages of that process post-tour before they become a resident. And so in here, we have laid out the specific stages that we see very most commonly, but there are also times where you can customize this, if there's fewer stages that you want, or if there's more sort of sub stages. I know sometimes communities have certain, whether it's financial or healthcare information they need to gather from the prospective resident before they are able to move in. If you need to put in other stages in that, you can put that in here as well and sort of progress it. And all you have to do is you can drag these things over as the resident kind of moves forward within the sales process. So that's a little bit about how you can have all of your deals in one view. And talking with a lot of our clients too at their communities, this kind of view, they'll oftentimes have this maybe on a whiteboard inside an office. And so this is really handy because, for anybody that's in the community, they can look at this at home, they can look at it on their mobile device. It's all in one place, and it's centralized, and it's updated, and it's real time. So that's why, this type of view is really, really valuable. And I can see all the activities that I need to take within these specific deals.
Yeah, having that centralization is just so important, especially in this day and age where you are starting to see more senior housing and more of these healthcare decisions being made online. It's no longer enough to just have it all on a whiteboard in somebody's office, right? Your sales reps need to have it right there in front of them. So as you mentioned earlier, you can have those warmer conversations, know exactly what each individual customer touch point has been to date. So you can close those deals and get them from a cold prospect to moving in. Can you tell me a little bit more about how Senior Living CRM is different from some of the other stuff that's out there on the market, and really how it saves that time and energy and makes staff more efficient
So, like as you said, there are there's a lot of technology out there that senior living communities can adopt. Many different tools out there, CRM systems out there. There's various marketing point solutions. There are different sales point solutions. There are tools that are specific to very much like property management types of tools out there. And the difference between senior living CRM and other systems out there is HubSpot is a complete customer platform, and then it has all of those tools in one system. And so you can like cobble together many tools, and that's what many clients that we work with, they're using many different tools, and clients that they come to us and they're maybe using 5-6 different tools to manage sales and marketing and all of these different processes, and it becomes sort of a data headache or a data mess when you have all these different systems and the sales counselors having to jump between 3 different systems to have a complete understanding of the prospective resident. So HubSpot's an all-in-one platform where you could have your marketers living in this, you can have your sales folks living in it, you can have your admissions folks, and you can even store healthcare information inside here. And so that's the other big area, is that most senior living CRM systems are not HIPAA compliant or offer HIPAA compliant data storage, I should say. If you're storing any type of like healthcare information inside your CRM system, then you really need to make sure that you have that it has right level of privacy and encryption, or you're really putting your organization at risk. And so that's a really big advantage for HubSpot over a lot of other systems, is this be all in one, be able to store sensitive information if needed. And yeah, those are some of the big differences between some of the other ones that are on the marketplace.
One other question I would like to ask before you move on, from a small and mid-market perspective, because we are seeing the small and the mid-market really take a huge foothold in senior housing. How can this provide some of those smaller and middle market senior living providers? How can it give them a bit of a competitive differentiator?
Yeah, I mean, with some of the small to mid-sized organizations that have fewer communities, they can also leverage senior living CRM, and you could put one community on here if you had one community on here. But really, where we see the most benefit is like if you're having multiple communities, because there's a lot more complexity, and you have to kind of go beyond. If you're managing it in a spreadsheet or if you're using another system, the benefit really lies in the collaboration ability and some of the features that cater, I would say, to multiple communities. But we work with clients that have just a few to 20 plus communities, and so this is where it really can cater to what your needs are, and it can scale accordingly. And you can have different user roles. So some folks may need sort of an administrative level of access, where maybe you want to give your sales counselors a very specific access to just their leads and just their deals. And so that's really where HubSpot shines in a lot of ways.
That scalability and that flexibility, that's really the name of the game in modern senior living. If you got a question, feel free to raise your hand. Paul will be happy to answer it.
And so from here, the next thing after kind of talking about all of our deals inside here is from a reporting perspective. So in Senior Living CRM, when you onboard to this, you'll get a library of dashboards and reports that'll cater to your marketing team, to your sales team, to your admissions team, to any other teams that you need to pull in any sort of marketing, sales, or service type of data. And so I know that's a big challenge with some systems, is that like you're sort of given a blank slate and you're not really given any templates or anything like that. And so that's a big differentiator, as well as providing you with this level of data visualization, so you can come in here and see how many move-ins, move-outs, how many tours did I have scheduled this month, what deals do we have that are going to be closing. If you're more of a marketer, you're looking at your marketing, you're thinking about how can I generate enough leads for my sales team. We can really break this out so you can see the types of leads that you're bringing in from the different campaigns that you're running, either through organic or paid media efforts. And so we really provide all that kind of information out of the box for you. So you've got a starting point. And obviously, you're going to want to come in here and customize this for your own organization. We can help you build different reports out as well, if you were to adopt this and implement this system. So that's a little bit about data visualization, sales process, how you can see this kind of information inside of Senior Living CRM. Next, I'm going to take you into how marketers could be using HubSpot to run their campaigns, to send out email, to host their entire website for one or all of their communities. And so inside Senior Living CRM, we have the campaigns function. Really what this is the ability to go in and, if you run, let's say, events at your organization, and you want to understand what is the return on investment of these, or how much revenue am I generating from these events that we're investing in. The campaigns tool allows you to then go in, connect all of your assets to the specific campaign. And then from there, you can see how much revenue and how many leads you're generating from this. And so this is really what we're looking at is a campaign that has, maybe I've got some Google ads connected to it, Facebook ads. Maybe I wrote some blog posts for this. Maybe I have, some landing pages on here to where I'm driving all of that traffic to convert, some email, social media messages. Maybe I've got some automation. And so from inside here, you can see, look, I've got all my assets grouped into one place and one collective effort. And then at the end of the day, I can come in and see, how much revenue did I generate from this specific effort. So I really like the campaigns tool. It's helpful for when you're thinking about, sort of partitioning the different activities that you're doing organizationally. It just helps you kind of compare to at the end of the year, hey, which of these initiatives perform best? So that way, when you get to the next year, you'd really double down on what worked and what didn't. From here, we're going to jump into a few different types of assets that you can create inside of HubSpot. So with inside here, you can see on the right sidebar, there's a collection of different marketing tools, including email, social media, ads, which you can run Google, Facebook ads on here, events. So if you run in-person events or online events or anything like that, you can have all that information inside here. If you have web forms, you can build all of your web forms inside of this. You can do SMS through here. And then one really popular feature as well is just lead scoring. So, lead scoring is really useful. So that way you can understand who are the prospects that in my database that are showing, higher likelihood, higher amounts of interest over the last couple of weeks. Which are the leads in my database that have looked at all the pages? Which are the leads that have come back to my website multiple times? And so lead scoring is really useful. So you can really see which one of these prospective residents are really interested, and which the ones like my sales team should prioritize. And this is really useful if you get a lot of leads. If you're pulling in a lot of leads each month, your sales team only has so many hours in a day to reach out to those. So that's where that functionality really comes in handy. And so next, I'm just going to jump into the email tools. Inside of HubSpot, you can run you can host your entire website or all of your community's websites on it. You can do all of your emailing through it. You can do all your social posting through it. You can run many of your different kind of campaigns and paid media efforts through it. And so the email tool, our clients find this to be really easy to use, especially if they're like the non-developer types like me, who just needs to come in, build a quick email and get it out the door, because we know this event's coming up. And so within the HubSpot platform, you can come in and just drag and drop the specific functions that you want inside here. If there's certain, if there's any like text that you want to add, or if you want to change, the layout at all, you can come in here and, easily go in and just like drop the things that you need inside here. And so this sort of WYSIWYG editor makes it really easy for the non-technical folks like myself to be able to come in and be able to make changes in here and get an email out the door very quickly. And time is of the essence as a marketer in senior living. You're likely tasked with a lot more than just sending out email. You probably have 25 other things on your plate, and this is where it makes it really easy to come in here and get these out the door.
Paul, can you talk a little bit about how this integrates too? Because anytime you bring in a new tool to a senior living facility, big or small, the integration feature is so huge, and making it go with all the other systems. Can you walk me through the integration process, how easy it is to integrate this tool with existing systems?
Yeah, so that's another big differentiator with HubSpot is the ability to integrate with all of your other systems. And so HubSpot has over 1,500 different integrations that you can integrate with many different types of tools, marketing tools, sales tools, service tools, event tools, everything like that. And so this is a really big, I think a big differentiator compared to a lot of senior living CRMs is that it just has a lot more different types of integrations that are pre-built, that are very easy to set up too. And this makes it so that, like, let's say you come and you'd like to get on senior living CRM, but you already have another tool that you really like using. In that case, you could still continue to use that other tool and then integrate that with HubSpot. I'll even give a little shout out to Rubric here. Got integration with HubSpot, so that can pull in information right into the platform. So if you use that for you like to build your interactive quizzes through that tool, and you want to pull it into HubSpot, there's integrations built out with senior living specific technology that's out there. So there's many of those already built. Many of them are building integrations with HubSpot because they see the amount of communities that are starting to adopt this.
Absolutely. Well, and that social media component too is so huge, quite frankly, as my generation or our generation starts exploring options for their parents in terms of the senior housing, and that's really where the voice of the customer is going, whether it's on Facebook or LinkedIn or some of these other websites. Got about 5 minutes left. We can go over to if the discussion is there. Again, I encourage anybody who's on this call to ask me questions about how SmartBug and HubSpot work for your business, and anything that Paul could potentially clear up. Paul, from where I sit, anytime I'm pitching a piece of software, no matter how interesting it is, I want to know how I can get in the weeds on it, right? How I could demo it, how I can trial it. So can you tell me a little bit more about how I could test this out and how I could trial it and see how it fits?
Yeah, absolutely. So we will go ahead and send you out a link afterwards, so you can schedule a time to demo this for yourself, and you can have a chance to. We can walk you through the feature set. We can also set you up with a free trial too, or your community's up with a free trial if you want to see if they're interested in getting this set up and testing some of the functionality. We can spin up a trial account for you. You can see how this would work, and you could see if this type of tool set works well for your community or for your clients' communities. So this is something that we'll follow up with a link afterwards. You can also come to CRM for seniorliving.com. It's sort of a vanity URL that you can go to, or you can go to just come to smartbugmedia.com/seniorlivingcrm, and you'll be able to find us, and we'll get you set up. If you want to kind of walk through, we're happy to do that, or we could spin up a trial account for you. We'd be happy to do that. And so that's a little bit how you could test this out. I think the last thing I just want to quickly show you is the content hosting functionality. So inside of HubSpot, one of the big value adds, and what we have a lot of clients doing that are using HubSpot, is hosting their website and having all of their communities hosted all on HubSpot. So this is great because if maybe you're using WordPress or Webflow or many of the other CRM platforms out there, again, it's you can have all of those you can migrate over from those tools on to HubSpot, have everything in one place, so your marketer has their content tools, or email tools, or social tools, or ad tools, everything in one place. And so the content tools, again, this is very similar to the email tool in that it's very, what you could say, WYSIWYG, or it's very easy to use to be able to come in, and if I want to add in a button, or I want to add in a form, or I want to add in a calendar link that's integrated with my Google Calendar, all of that stuff is right inside here. And it's so easy for the non-developer type of marketer or content creator to be able to come in here and make changes on the fly. The very last thing I want to just show you today is AI. And, we get some more and more questions about how can my community, how can my organization take advantage of AI? How should we use AI? And so if you're on HubSpot, what you can do is at no additional charge, you get access to agents and a co-pilot. And if you click on the co-pilot button right on here, and you type in a query of like, hey, if I'm a sales counselor, when's the last time did I connect with Peter Smith? And what you can see is it gives you that answer right there. So if you're a sales counselor and you're just trying to get a quick update on a prospect or a resident, and you're trying to understand a little bit about them, you can come in here and conversationally just ask it a question, and it'll surface this kind of information. So the AI inside of HubSpot, it's breathtaking. There's so much functionality that it's adding and making the lives easier for a marketer or a salesperson or a missions person, or anybody that's working with the residents internally. So that's the last little piece I wanted to show you on Senior Living CRM. If there's any other last questions, happy to take those.
Paul, having everything all in one place is such a huge selling point in this market, especially at a time when there is increasing demand. You are having more conversations. And there's also more potential for stuff to fall through the cracks, quite frankly. So being able to have your email, your social, all the conversations that you've had with somebody, but also making it easy for somebody who really doesn't know the system and might not be the most technologically inclined to use, like having a CEO who frankly doesn't have time to be trained on a system. They could just come in and make tweaks to an email. If they could fire out a couple social posts, if they can see where things are at in their sales team's pipeline, that's such a huge selling point. And then finally, the ease of integration with different systems. Right. You touched on this earlier. You can integrate just about any software tool with this and make that transition just so seamless, so that you're not really there's really no disruption in your business. All great stuff.
The all-in-one nature of it is really what I think provides the most value, and intuitiveness of a lot of the functionality inside it makes it so that it's not like you have to do days and days of training to get going on. You can see value in this thing in a couple of days, really, to your organization.
Especially at a time when time is quite literally of the essence. Anybody out there have any questions at all? Going once, going twice. All right. Well, I want to thank each and every one of you for making time for us here on this Friday for Senior Housing News Demo Day, sponsored by SmartBug. Paul, you were absolutely fantastic. I've learned so much on this presentation, and I really enjoyed getting to know you before this call and learning more about SmartBug and how this tool is really kind of a panacea in terms of the integrations and really helping make marketers like my life easier.
Thanks for letting me join today, Matt, and thanks everybody for joining Demo Day.